Start all over. I present to you the phenomenal, amazing Kierra McCall.
Thank you. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. So my name is Kierra McCall. I am a 2012 ACT-SO alum. I won the gold medal for oratory in 2012 and went on to compete multiple times at the Apollo and win 3 rounds. Went on to complete my bachelor's degree at the illustrious North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University, and got my master's in fine arts, creative writing with a concentration in poetry at the University of New Orleans. Now I am a professor at NJIT, teaching academic writing and intro to research writing. Though I am not teaching creative writing just yet, I have still been using my talents in creative writing to write my stories, both fiction and creative nonfiction, and specifically write poetry, spoken word. And so I created a piece tonight on Black resistance, and I hope that you enjoy it. As I sat in that class, outnumbered by faces less melanated than mine, trying to swallow down a rage more hereditary than the race that inherited it, I found myself wondering, how do I survive here? In a place where my existence must be justified, where my merit is questioned because of the skin it comes in, where my culture is only palatable if they get a bite too. And I wondered, how will I survive here? I asked, how did my grandmother, the first Black midwife in New Jersey? How did my grandfather, one of the first Black principals in Newark? How did Harriet Tubman in Sojourner Truth? How did Fannie Lou Hamer in Ruby Bridges? How do any of us survive in a land that stole us but never wanted us, that disregards and disposes of us unless they need us, that need our profits, but only if they make a profit, and proffer our innate magic to be bottled and commoditized, exploited into the day we die? How do we survive? The answer is we remember. We remember the Sunday dinners that smelled of blue magic, cocoa butter, and grandma's famous bundt cake. We remember the cousins we grew up with like siblings and the siblings we saw as superheroes. We remember the protests that forced progress and the ancestral prayers that still protect us to this day. We remember the rebellions planned and staged by Denmark and Nate. And remember how our aunties and uncles taught us that Black laughter is a rebellion too. We remember poetry shook Sonia's skin loose, and dance can shake loose shackles and feet too. We remember that love is a form of resistance, and self-care is as radical and revolutionary as any boycott. We remember that a hand in the classroom is as necessary as a hand in the ballot box. We remember that we need our Dr. Jacksons and Professor McCalls, that we stand in ovation for the Maxine Shaws just as much as the Stacey Abrams attorneys at law. We remember the bus drivers and the janitors and the lunch ladies there to share a kind word and a warm smile. We remember to celebrate Black girl magic and Black boy joy just as much as we celebrate the good word. We remember, and we never forget, that we are the reasons we prevail and persist. So when we're feeling outnumbered, flanked on all sides, by eyes starving for our demise, just remember, we've walked these roads before and blazed better paths. We've laughed in the face of our oppressors and loved to the beat of our synced hearts. We didn't have all that they did, yet there was always enough to go around. We survived, we thrived, despite the pain in our bones and the rage we inherited, despite the eyes hungry for our downfall and the rules formed for us to lose. What we have done, again, we can do. So just remember, because memory is the greatest form of resistance.